Welcome to the eclectic culture, and this is still on Edo State election. People don't want to come out to vote. They don't believe in the system. Then it's somebody who comes out to say, I need money to vote because he's aware that he's just going there to make up numbers so that it will look as if there's somebody actually coming out to vote. He knows that when he votes, it's not going to count. Nobody is going to reckon with his vote, and the umpire will announce whoever they want to announce. What about Ganduje saying here they are going to replicate what they did in Edo in other states like Ondo and Anambra State? So what do you think that means? Akpata said something about buying on votes and willingness to sell votes. Whatever participant that came out to contest in that election will be disappointed at the collapse of the system, the collapse of Nigeria. This is state capture. Nigeria has been captured by a group of criminals. And people are talking about electoral reforms. When you pick people who you believe will be bold enough to announce election results irrespective of the feelings of the people, what do you think? You think people in the Senate, even from PDP and APC, are comfortable to want to sort out this problem when it's obviously an advantage to whoever is in power? If PDP happens to come back to power tomorrow, I'm not sure it will be the PDP of the past. The PDP used to call share the money. They are going to keep the money to themselves because you have tasted the pudding. When you chase PDP out of power, you did not realize that the money was actually getting to you. Now the money doesn't get to you, it gets to a very small circle. Now people do not even have hope on the PDP because the PDP are not even pushing anything. Nigerians ask for a monster and they've gotten one. Instead of using their sense, they use their emotion. They wanted a strong man, they have gotten one. People are in jail for treason. And these are people who carry the casket of Goodluck Jonathan with a goat labeled Goodluck Jonathan. Now, just to come out to say we want good governance, they are in prison, lamenting. Look at Showore. Showore is gearing up for another protest because he unwittingly joined the enemies he thought were friends to unseat an elected government he felt was not doing well for him. Now, these people are emasculated. They don't have anything to do about their lives. Subsidy is removed today. Tomorrow it's not removed. We don't know about electricity. We don't know about education. The roads are rotting. Even the rich, a man as rich as Dangote is crying about the economy. Why? Because he has been a part of many governments. They patronized him, and now there's somebody who wants the pudding he has been eating, and suddenly he finds himself out of favor. This is how it happens. When you overlook a lot of things, you overlook fairness and equity, and you decide to dabble into things that you should not dabble into. This is the result of it. Today, Saraki, you don't hear of him. Dino Melaye is there making videos about him not being able to fuel his expensive cars and jokes like that. Today, the whole thing has collapsed, and Nigerians are there, unable to say anything about it. When I keep saying something about constitutional reform, I don't understand if Nigerians are even educated enough to understand why the country is rotting like this. Why aren't Nigerians able to bring their demands to the fore, to ask for the better governance, ask for the basis for a better governance, which is the constitutional reform? Today, the states are bleeding. The center is overbearing on the state. And if we go back in history, by 1966, this was one of the problems that made the army to come in to take over the government. When you had the center trying to interfere elections in the western region, there's no section in Nigeria that is ripe for the taking. You cannot come into a man's land and want to dictate to them on who to vote as governor because of party. Even the PDP are the worst. Allowed APGA to have the Easterners to elect their APGA that they wanted. Allowed the Northerners to elect APC that they wanted. Until this horde of thieves who call themselves capitalists came to hijack the system. Today you see politicians in cahoots with the business community, the judiciary. And we know that once a case gets to the court, you can waive that case bye-bye. There's nothing you will judge and you take to Supreme Court that is appointed by the president. How do you expect to get a verdict from them? How do you expect to get a verdict from a court that was appointed by the executive, by the presidency? What do you expect to get from an executive that is building houses for the judiciary, that is voting money for them? So this is the problem we have as Nigerians. We've not really found time to sit down to think about it. Without thinking, there is no way you come up with formulas to solve your problem. What do you think about? Is it TikTok and YouTube? Is it Instagram and Facebook? Have you ever sat down to try to reason out why we're in such a mess? The Roman kingdom was based on the ideas of Greek philosophers, and Rome went on to rule the world. Today, you have professors rigging elections in Nigeria. A professor whose only claim to fame will be to rig an election nation of town, how do you expect that nation to turn out? People are living in droves. They are tired of Nigeria. Nothing works. We are just there making a living, looking for miracles, prayer points, wearing church banners. Why the business elite are connived with the government to rip you off. You put money in somebody's bank and you pay money to claim it somewhere. You go to a bank, ATM do not work. There is no regulation from the CBN. You go to the fuel station, you buy a liter of fuel and it's just 2/3 of what a liter should be. We used to have what we know as DPR. Nobody goes to the fuel station to check if they are selling correctly to Nigerians. You can't get prepaid meters in Nigeria. You have to pay estimated bills perpetually. So why are Nigerians not thinking about things like this? Why are Nigerians struggling and they allow the world to tell them that they are very resilient people? How can 200 million people be stupid? How can 200 million people allow people to hoodwink them into thinking they are trying? They are the most intelligent people in Africa. They are very resilient. They can hustle. They can make something out of nothing. When you have everything where you came from, somebody is building a pipeline from the Niger Delta across the Sahara to Europe. You think that person is stupid? Somebody wants to hold Niger as a country in perpetual slavery. You think that those people are stupid? Then they take the best of your brains. They make your country ungovernable so that you cannot come back to that country, so that you stay there and waste your life there, leaving no legacy. Well, I don't know what is going to happen about Edo State election, but I can feel it is very close. Something is going to give. The way I'm saying it is going to be very, very tough. It's going to be disastrous. People are going to feel it. A nation cannot sustain itself like this. Nigeria is dying from inside, and very soon there will be an implosion, because if we don't fix the constitution so that we can filter chaff from real, then I don't know, a problem in Nigeria is going to be a problem to the world. An explosion of 200 million people is going to make an impact. Whoever understands what I'm talking about should be warned to know when to stop, gloating about forcing people into your will. Somebody like Ganduje, who was caught stealing money as a governor, and today he's the chair of a political party, and he can boast that he's going to apply the same formula of how they rigged Edo State in other states. Then I think something is about to give way, because it's becoming too blatant. PDP said they were going to rule Nigeria for 25 years, and people took them to tax on that. I think when a party becomes too overconfident, then they're in for a shock, and that shock will come soon. Again, this is my 2 cents on Edo State election and what is happening in the country at the moment. I urge everyone to brace up, to know that you have the right, because this is power that is seemingly entrusted to people to hold in trust. Nobody was born a monarch to come and lord it over anybody. I don't believe in monarchy. God did not create a king. God created a man. This is my 2 cents. Thank you and God bless.